Hi, everyone. Let's talk about hatred. Why? Because hatred is everywhere nowadays, because there is separation between people groups, because it is promoted in many areas of society, namely by governments, namely by the armament industry, by politicians, by individuals, by corporations. So, what are the characteristics of hatred, actually? I found a very interesting review article from Fisher et al., 19, actually from 2018. And this article is very interesting. It's very high quality review of the theme of hatred, showing that there is a constellation of negative feelings that come somehow together with hatred in many situations, like anger, contempt, like feelings of humiliation, like revenge and fear. Now, let's think that fear is quite different from hatred in a way, because fear makes us stop and eventually avoid that thing we hate. Hatred asks us to destroy the thing we hate, to become actively violent about it. This many times is used for promoting war, indeed. There are other things that one could reinforce. Namely, according to Fisher and her colleagues, hatred attributes very intensely negative qualities or characteristics to its target, but it also thinks that the target is immutable. It will not change. It's basically wrong, negative, bad, malicious. Then it considers typically that the target of hatred is actively negative and malicious, so we are afraid of it. If we don't destroy it, we think it will destroy us. So the country, the people, the population, the thing, the object that we hate might destroy us if we don't destroy it first. This is also the idea of the logic of a first strike. Now, it's very easy for feelings of hatred to escalate from just an individual level and from just one event to all events and to everybody belonging in a certain group. And of course, hatred feeds a lot on distance, separation, lack of intimacy. We don't get close to those we hate. We make sure we are apart from them. We are different. They are inferior. They are bad. We are sort of afraid of them, and intense fear transforms easily into hatred and a sort of a lust for destruction. And we have this typical characteristic that we believe that the hatred target will not change because it's intrinsically bad, negative, dangerous. So those who hate have a tendency to keep separated, to increase separation, to avoid intimacy, to avoid understanding. Usually they are impervious to understanding, to new information about the target. They are impervious to knowing more because they already know what it takes, what is necessary to know about the target. It's bad. Let's destroy it. Of course, hatred is promoted and explored by a lot of people because it brings lots of money when we are talking about war. Last year, we saw groups all over the planet spending something like at least $2.4 trillion in armament, in investment on ways to destroy each other. That's a huge amount of money that would eventually make an incredible positive change for humanity if we were to use it for schooling, for culture, for the arts, for collaboration, for stopping famine, for helping each other. Of course, that could be done, but it's avoided until now. Hatred brings us a lens that is like a black lens that stays with us because we don't change easily our hatred. And so whatever comes from the other side will be read through this black lens. We will reinforce whatever comes that seems to be a confirmation of our negative feelings, and we will sort of dismiss what seems to be showing that the other ones are human. They have children, they have feelings like we do. They have their beliefs. They have their consciousness. They are alive. So hatred is, of course, an extremely dangerous thing for humanity, namely when we have governments full of heavy weaponry and sometimes the kind that can destroy humanity itself. So hatred is also a lot about ignorance. It's about not really understanding the other ones, not really knowing they are humans like we are. And indeed, hatred is easily promoted because politicians know that one way for self-promoting to them is to gather people around them hating something, someone, some group, even some events. Because fear sometimes also brings herds together. And we might move in a totally different way. In the opposite side of hatred, we have love, but we also have wisdom about the other people. We have understanding. We have curiosity about who they are, where they go, how they feel. It's knowing more about other people. Of course, politicians and some corporations know that knowing a lot about others goes against hatred. So let's avoid it. Let's just march towards destruction. Let's ignore they have feelings. Let's ignore they have children. Let's think they are not human. They don't deserve anything. They are just plain bad. They are like a plague. And lots of promoters of hatred do present others as being a sort of scourge, a plague upon the earth. And then armies are taught to think about themselves as the remedy against plagues on the planet. The opposite thing, again, is love, understanding, openness, knowing more, searching for collaboration, promoting culture, finding bridges with other people. It's not war. War feeds further hatred. If someone tries to destroy us, and if someone destroys places, objects, and people we love, this tends to reinforce our vision of them as being just monsters, sometimes unstoppable monsters. And then eventually, when we started out as being sort of innocent, and we start thinking the others are monsters, we start moving towards hatred and destroying them and being full of negative feelings like revenge. And therefore, we become monsters also. So after a while, when we see warring parties, they are not angels against demons. They are demons against demons, full of hatred. And we can avoid this with love and wisdom. That's the idea for today. As usual, if you like, share, comment, and I'll be back.